Hey there, tarot friends. Oh, happy Tuesday. Um, already. I am stressed out. Everything's fine, but it has been one of those mornings that just starts out like 70 miles an hour, right? Max slept through the night, which he usually does now, but sometimes he wakes up with leg cramps or a bad dream or whatever. But again, usually sleeps through. Last night he slept through, everything was fine, and I got extra sleep. He woke up later than he has been lately, like by an hour or an hour and a half. And I woke up before he came in to wake me up. So these are all things like going in my favor, right? I'm like, oh, I'm going to be so good today. I'm so relaxed and everything is fine. And he comes in my room and I was like, hey, buddy, I just woke up too. So, like, again, everything's fine. Also, thanks for just listening to me bitch about things. And then getting ready for the day, like, is pretty much going okay. And then at some point, we went to his other room, like to the playroom, to get some different clothes that he wanted or something. And I can't even remember what happened, but it just started like snowballing into this, like him not really listening. But he's just energized. He slept all night. He's feeling great. And it just like snowballed so fast into him asking for other things, wanting other things, not listening, running down the hall. And I'm like, can we just chill for a minute? Like, basically, I'm just having a morning where I want to wake up and like sit in silence and drink coffee. But like, I can't do that because I'm a mom. So it's like, then I immediately feel bad for like wishing I could be sitting by myself somewhere drinking coffee, right? He's a sweet kid. It's not about that. I'm going to be a problem solver. Here's what I should do. When I'm feeling pretty good and when he's been sleeping pretty good, I should then wake up early and just knowing that he might wake up 5 minutes later, but I should have like gotten up at 7 and come downstairs by myself and just like hoped he stayed in bed until 8. But again, this is late for him. So anyway, point being, I can just stop complaining and I can be a problem solver, but it's hard to like, do I want another hour of sleep or should I get up and like have time to myself? And once I'm up, the answer is always I should have gotten up and had time to myself. So now I'm thankful for this time to sit in here under this bright light and hang out with you all. So thanks for being here and listening to me complain. I'm just having like a moment. Sorry, it's not why you're here. Scott, hello. He says, just woke up in time to get my front row seat and some sip. Hope you are well. Thank you. I really am. Let's take a sip. I even put like the top back on today because I want it to stay extra warm, but I don't like drinking out of it. I don't know. Now this is going to drip all over. I need help. It's not my mommy coffee. It's half Peruvian decaf and half Javalia dark gold roast mixed because my mommy coffee is out. It's on its way, but it's not here yet. Chris is here. Thank you for being here, friend. Yes, we all hope you are feeling better. Sounds like he's kind of climbing out of it, waiting for the Deanne show. It's a great time. Jackie, hello. Jackie says she slept okay. That's good. Kristen's here. Hello, Kristen and Jamie. Coffee in hand. That's what we like to hear. Thank you, Jackie, for the notification announcement. Regina's here. Zane is here. Orshi, hello. Okay. Isabel is here listening while she works. That is awesome. Sip. I see another one, so let's do that again. Okay. It's good. While I was sitting here trying to decompress a little bit, I ate 2 Crunch bars. Oh God, now I'm dropping chocolate. Anyway, just so you know, that's my breakfast because I'm the picture of health. Anyway, I'm going to take this compliment right here. Thank you so much. I do, and this helps because this is like sitting here with friends, like, you know, yeah, I hope I don't ever sound terrible. It's just hard. It's hard to be a parent in regular times, and it's extra hard to be a parent right now because like I'm just here all the time. Like I'm working, like this is technically my lunch hour now, like when I do like Tuesdays and Fridays, or mostly I don't have to even lose my lunch hour because I will work extra. Like on those mornings when I do get up early and he's not up yet, I'm signed on to work going through my notes and stuff. And that's still relaxing to me because, I just do like my first hour, I just do like easy work stuff, not processing or whatever. Like I'll just go through and get myself set up for the day for the first hour, basically, and drink my coffee in silence. And it's just, I don't know. Ugh, I feel awful even like repeating it, but I hope you know what I mean. Like it's not, it's hard to work full time in my house with my 3.5-year-old. Like it just is. And then when I feel bad for even like thinking that it's hard, that I'm like, no, like if any other like adult had a 3.5-year-old at their workplace with them and tried to do their 8 hours of work or whatever, they would think that was hard. So it's like just trying to come to terms with things and like, okay, everything's fine. Scott says non-breeder for a reason. And that's fair. Like it is not for the faint of heart. But it's awesome and all of that. And it's great. And I feel very lucky. Like I've a lot of times wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, even though like that's not in our life. Like that's not going to happen. I don't know, like unless the guitar that Ryan created is, takes off and he becomes a millionaire, like then I probably would. But then even so, like kids would like be in school at that time and I would feel lucky and grateful to be home to go get them at 2:30 or 3 o'clock or whatever, like things like that. But it's just like all day. It's all day. And all parents are parents for 24 hours a day, but their kids aren't always with them, right? Like you're always thinking about them wherever they might be, but it's like, no, we're literally like, it's me and Max, dude. We are chilling in this house. So, yeah. Isabel says, I'm the same here. Don't feel bad. I get fed up too. Mine are older and not here all the time. It's a lot. Thank you all for letting me vent. Again, hydrate, sip. Did I take a drink of water or are you saying that's a good idea? I did bring my water in here today in case I start like coughing and choking like I often do. But yeah, sorry. Thanks for letting me get that out. It's just like, whatever, I can just stop talking. Sometimes you just need to channel some Mary Poppins and go a spoonful of whoop ass on them. It's good for them. I mean, trust me, we're not like, he's not just like getting away with whatever, but like I will start feeling like this when he's not doing anything wrong. It's just like, I'm so overwhelmed all of a sudden. I'm like, can you please, like, I need 1 minute. I can't hear myself. Because he's like, Mom, here's my cup. Mom, can you please save this for later? Mom, can I take this popcorn upstairs? Is it time for your meeting yet? Are you getting ready yet? Mom, can you put this cup over here? Mom, I love my new footstool. Thank you so much for getting that for me. So it's like, he's all like nice and polite and sweet. And like, I'll have these moments like when he's being troublesome, like that's one thing. And I understand. And I'm getting a lot better at getting into that mode. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to take a deep breath. Like I don't have to react right now. We're going to solve this problem and talk to him about what's going on. But now I'm finding like I'm having these overwhelming moments when everything's good, but it's just like hyperactive and so fast. And I'm like, holy shit, can you hold on 1 minute for me, please? Like my super nice mom voice comes out and I'm like, hey buddy, I love you so much. Can you please step back just 1 moment while I do this? Like I was out of the kitchen, had my hands full of like wet dishes. They weren't dirty because that would have like really flipped me out. But I just rinsed all these dishes out, was holding all this stuff, was trying to like get a paper towel with the other hand so that I could go clean up a mess for him before I took him upstairs so I could come in here. And he's just like, blah, 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 blah. Do you need a hug? And like I did, but there was no arms or anything for me to give him a hug. And so it's just, it's just a lot. And then like immediate guilt, like feeling bad for asking things. My stepmom sent me my dad's superpower iPad and I'll be damned. Oh, she said, I'll be danged if I can, sorry, I'm just bad. If I can figure out the emojis. It was an iced coffee and a hug. Oh, I love that iced coffee is like hydrate code. I don't know if you all probably had this because of just like the different like mini generations in this chat right now. But did any of you have a live journal and you had to like code to put in to like insert a picture? Anyway, that's a thing. That's what that reminds me of because we had to type in code to insert a photo into our live journal post. Anyway, anyone know what a live journal is? Let me know. They really can't hold on. Mine generally always want something when I mid-email message and never when I'm not doing anything important. I know. It's like, and Max is getting to the point where I'm like, buddy, I need 5 minutes and then I'm going to come down there and play with you or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So there's been so much progress. Like they get older every day, right? It's like, they're constantly learning things and I'm so lucky. Like I try to be really thankful for, I'm like, okay, well, when he was 2, like this was a super circus. And so I should be really grateful for all the growth and progress that we've made together and we're awesome and everything's fine. Jamie figured it out. That's amazing. Okay, Kristen, Gerald, excellent. Some people know what live journal is. Now, I'm going to say about 5 years ago, I tried to get into mine, and I think I actually did. I think I got into it. Now, I don't know if it's still up at all or not. I would have had to recover a password through an old email, but I must have figured it out because there's like, I don't really know what it's called, but like a beta version or something that's still accessible, I think. Okay, Kristen says it still exists, but it's like a ghost town. Maybe I didn't get in because I was trying to recover this picture that was only ever posted on LiveJournal, and I don't have it saved anywhere else. So I was in there trying to get it. But yeah, I was one of those LiveJournal people. Okay. Regina, I think I said hi to you, but I'm crazy right now. So if I did not, then hello. And Gerald, hello. I know I'm talking to you, but I don't know that I actually said hello. So, all right, enough of my complaining. Thank you all so much for being here and listening to me because it really is like sitting down with friends and just like getting it off my chest, right? Let's have one more sip with a stupid lid. Should I just throw this? Probably not. It's fine. Oh, okay. All right. It's just real life. Did you all see my Zane cards yesterday? When I was in kind of a mood yesterday, this is probably part of it too. Like yesterday I was like kind of low, not like drastically, but just a little bit. And it was enough to just make me feel like I didn't know how frustrated I wanted to be. You know, when you're in that mode where you can like choose, you're like, am I going to be a whiny bitch about this right now? And then sometimes you're like, yep, I am. And then sometimes you're like, no, I can get some cards and go outside. Like I was having one of those moments. So we went outside yesterday and I took my Witch Oracle with the OG backs. Boom. And it's not super fall colors in my neighborhood yet. Some places north of here in Michigan are. And there are some, but like my neighborhood is not like on fire with color yet. But I was manifesting it yesterday with these outside. And I was just having a conversation with my deck. Like sometimes I will just sit outside. I'm not worried about writing things down or anything. I'll just take a deck and sit outside while Max is playing. And I'm like, oh, what is my problem? That's what I asked. And I pulled out a card and it said identity, which to me was like, because what I was asking the context was, why am I not being more productive and getting going on this next project? And it's like identity card, right? And I'm like, cool. That's how I am. That's who I am, whatever. And so I laughed. But I mean, I also felt like that's like really deep because it is who I am. Like I have a problem motivating myself to do certain things by myself, right? If my mom came over and sat with me in the room while I did the thing, like started organizing and pulling stuff out, then like I could do it. It's like I need like a tandem energy with me or something. I don't know. But like she can't really do that all the time. Like I don't know. She helps me a lot, but it's not like it used to be. So anyway, just for whatever reasons, and I just won't say in case certain people ever see this. So yeah, I'm like, well, you're fucking 38, so you're gonna have to just figure out how to do things by yourself sometimes. And like the other thing is, Ryan is so helpful and supportive about anything. If I was like, look, Saturday, I have an hour of teaching, but aside from that, like we need to work on that room because what I need to do is clean out the new baby's room. It's just full of shit. He'd be like, yeah, absolutely. But like, I don't want to take away that time, that family time. This is my problem. I'm neurotic. So anyway, all this to say, this deck really helped me yesterday and it gave me I was like, okay, how can I motivate myself then? Like I can't be stuck in this identity forever. Like it will be there, but I need to also like make some changes. And it was like purpose. And I was like, okay, yes, my purpose is to create this magical space. So I'm not going to go all into this because I posted it in the Blue Crescent Tarot room. So if you want to read my ramblings, you can. And then I said, okay, what will my reward be? Like I was feeling good with the purpose card. What will my reward be if I do this? And the creepy doll card, bad vibes, came up. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, what? No, I said reward. And so then I drew another one. This is the thing. When you just sit down with a deck and you don't have a spread, you can just keep talking to it. And be like, bad vibes. No. And then it said earth. So I'm like, okay, so maybe bad vibes is the outcome, like if I drag my feet on this, because obviously I'm going to get it done because it has to get done. But like, am I going to wait till the last minute and be like crying in there by myself and be like, wow, I have to do everything by myself and like all pouty, like in the 11th hour when my stomach is about to burst open? Or will I do it like next week and be happy about it and feel good about it and have time to go sit in there and be like, wow, I'm going to bring my baby home to this room and it's so awesome and I'm so awesome, right? Like these are the paths that I could take, okay? Anyway, I digress, but this was just sitting here and so I picked it up. And if you are struggling with something, just remember you can take a deck of cards outside and get some fresh air and just have a conversation with some cards. Okay, so on to archetypes at 9:20. Again, thank you for hanging out with me. I have not sorted the cards out because I haven't had time. So let's see. We are looking for our first 2 places cards, which are the heart and the cave. So I'm going to flippy through these. I also need to catch up on coloring the backs. I think I'm going to switch to using like a Sharpie. So there's like a flat, like the ones I'm using now are kind of liquidy and they make, they're not exactly flat. They add like texture to the back a little bit. They also stick a little bit. Regina loved that spread. Well, I'm glad. I should kind of like write up what it is. Oh, there's the heart. Okay, so basically, I'm going to do some in a Sharpie so that it's a mix and that some of them, there's like a smooth back for them to like slide against. Because I feel like if I do too many and like, I mean, these are super awesome markers that Diane sent me, like the Aqua Lip, like they look like liquid paint kind of. They're amazing, but I think if I do the whole deck like that, then it's going to be stickier than I want it to be. So yeah, and it will go quicker. So I'm going to do maybe like 10 or 20 in Sharpie. See, because these kind of stick. Oh, you can't hear it. It's not too bad. I mean, I've still been using this, shuffling it, whatever, and it does look awesome. But I think I'm going to do a mix so that it isn't too crazy. All right. Oh, there's a sticky one. Oh, you can't hear it. But you know. Okay, that was rude cards. Blah, blah, blah. I would read them out, but I don't want to give everything away. We're looking for the cave. Sometimes I pass things when I'm talking to you all, and then I have to go through everything again. So we're going to try not to do that. Where is the cave? My Kelly bags shipped. And I ordered some last Friday as well. Because I'm bad. Okay, the cave. I'm not bad. I had a little extra birthday money. And the second time, so last week, I bought the blue, like drippy, the blue and purple, like drippy heart earrings. And a green pouch with the little ghosty charm on it because I really wanted a ghosty last time and I missed it. But last time I got a purple one with a haunted house charm. So I'm going to switch. I put my Halloween tarot in this tan, like camel colored one with the lantern, because like a lantern and trick-or-treating, I'm like, I'll remember that. But I'm going to switch it because now I have a purple one with a haunted house. And like, how many decks could I put in that? I mean, I'm the kind of person that put whatever in whatever, but I just feel like that would make more sense. So I'm going to have this camel one available again. And I thought maybe that would be good for my Tokwitch Oracle, because this is like all kinds of colors, but it would go with that like neutral. And then I feel like the backs would look really good with that camel color too. So that's what I was thinking last night as I was falling asleep. That's what I think about which decks to put in Kelly bags. Chris and Isabel have Kelly bags on the way too. Oh, good. Yep, got one for the Halloween tarot. So we shall see, but I think that's my idea. Okay, let's put these back in and get going here with the archetypes. Thanks for, again, letting me vent to you all. But I feel like it's good anyway, because you all can catch up with each other in the chat while I'm rambling. It's fine. So our first places card is the heart. And I just love this so much. Like most of the cards in this deck, we have a little like cosmic-y event going on. And again, like this nest idea, which we have in the mother card and in a few other things, right? It's like this like nest wreath sort of thing, right? It makes this little cozy place. And then like the really pretty pink. I just love it. It's gorgeous. And it has two people in a boat. And I just stereotypically think like, you know, fishing with your dad out on a lake. Like that could be anyone, but that's what I think. Okay. So, and I also love like small water, like lakes, right? I'm not huge into like I would go to the ocean, like on the beach and stuff, but like I don't want to be on a boat out on the ocean. Like even saying that makes me, it's fine. No thanks. I'll just stay on the beach and have a drink and I will watch you go out on a boat. It's just not my jam. But like lakes, like I even get a little like water anxious if I'm like on a boat on a lake, but it just depends on like what kind of boat it is and like who's driving this boat and like all these things. So I'm not like the easiest person to deal with around water, but I'm also like very flexible, like not holding anyone else back from what they want to do. I'm like, no, I'm cool to just chill right here. Please have a good time. So, you know, it could be worse, I guess. My point being is that someday I want like a little cabin up at Holton Lake. Just like a little thing near the water, on the water, whatever. It could be like down the block, you know, like how like lake blocks are, right? Like if I can like walk down to the water, like I have access to it, that would be amazing. Like someday I want that. So, the reason I like this image is because it's like that little like rowboat kind of thing, like small water feeling. And that feels like really homey to me too, like heart place. So anyway, that's all the reasons. Those are all the reasons I love this card. Okay. Let me see. The places, week 15, we made it. Okay. The heart, the home, the center, the throne. It is possible from an imaginal point of view to sense the heart as a place. Either we are there within the realm of expansion and compassion, or we have drifted somewhere else. There is no in between. It is common for us to leave this archetypal center without realizing it, as the world, with its seductive twists and turns, offers us frequent departure. We may even become a stranger to the landscape of the heart, leaving it vacant for long stretches of time. The seat of the heart is often reclaimed by nature, music, dance, and the presence of children or animals. I knew it was going to say something about children because, I mean, it's kind of obvious, but anyway, I knew it was. And I'm like, then the heart card is going to talk about children and like being expansive in your heart. And I'm going to feel like shit. But it's fine. This card encourages us to move past the layers of life's tangles and knots and enter the wild and sacred center of the self. The most precious throne in the galaxy is awaiting your return. So, but that is like when it's talking about like expansive, the realm of expansion and compassion. When any of us in this house get to whatever, we're like, okay, let's just stop and take a hug, right? Like we just need like hug time right now. And so I will give myself that. We're pretty good about that. Okay, the left margin says, some say there is a cave at the center of the heart. Others say it is a pool with a flowering white lotus. Imagine yourself there and draw what you see. Ooh, drawing assignment. Recall the last time your heart was touched. Soak in every detail you can and feel the heart awaken. And that's a good point. I think sometimes what we have to do is remember things. We may not always be in that place where we can easily get to like a current like heart touching moment, right? Sometimes we have to use those memories and get back into that feeling again. When light, which I see Jackie is doing, so I'm going to put that up here in a moment. When light, expansive, knowing, gentle clarity. When dark, fraught, tangled, betrayal. Go Deeper, Wild is the Wind by Nina Simone. That is a great one. So one of my next projects in the group is going to be either going through and like listing the pairs and trios that are set up in this book, or going through and listing like the songs, the books. Now that we're done with like the people or the selves, making a list of those references, I think those go deeper. Like, this is how you can study this idea more. Like maybe listing those out. Okay. So Jackie says, so feel free to share your stories, because this is, why we're here. Jackie says, I used to love going fishing with my dad until he opened a plastic lidded dish of maggots and they tipped all over me. Let's just say I flipped. I would probably cry. Oh no. Yeah. Maggots are like obviously really gross, and that could be like the creepiest, crawliest thing, you know? There's kind of no good side of that. Like, oh, they're kind of cute, or oh, they're just little creatures. And no, there's really no way for me anyway to make that okay. Sip, sip. Okay. Justin's here. Hey. Jackie said I did cry and ran around screaming until I was assured there were none left on me. That's about exactly what I would be like. Okay, so our next one is the cave. And in the heart, she mentions some people envision the inside of the heart as a cave. Some envision it with that white lotus. So here we have the cave. And I think it's good to look at these two together. They have that similar setup, right? Similar shape with a little light at the top, things like that. And the nest sort of idea going around still. So there's our cave. Yes, Justin is driving to work as usual. So he says hello to everyone. The cave. The dark, the portal, the interior. Those who are fortunate enough to find and enter the cave are forever changed. It is a place of potent power, acting both as portal to another realm and a space for sacred ritual and initiation. The cave is a place to return for meaningful retreat, where one can see the true self in the darkness. In esoteric teachings, the cave is known to reside in the center of the heart. Within its walls, the whispers of compassion and self-understanding can be heard. Yet because of its mystery and power, many of us fear the cave and never try to find it. We busy ourselves in the bright lights of the city, while the cavernous and dimly lit chamber calls out to us in the night. Where is your cave? You already know. Return to it and tend the fire. Slowly and steadily, crystals of enormous magnitude grow within the dark confines of the caves. Let the cave teach you patience. Envision yourself as an old sage in a cave. What amenities do you need? What draws you ever closer to the cave within the cave? That comes up in our next card, I believe. When light, the sacred center within. When dark, withdrawal, isolation, and hiding, right? So we can get too much into that space. To go deeper, last call, the cave of crystals, the blue grotto. Interesting. Okay. I'm just looking ahead a little bit. Okay. So the next three we might do together, because I think they sort of work in conjunction that way. I could say that for lots of things, but so I think we'll stick with these two today and go on to a set of three next Tuesday. Gerald says, howdy, Justin. Have a wonderful day at work. Sheila is popping in, listening while she does some work. Thank you so much for being here. So, ideas about the cave. That one is a little trickier for me. I feel like, she says you already know, where your cave is. I feel like I could have that. I could have that provided by a few different places. I feel a little bit like in this house, my tarot room is my cave. And I've been thinking I need to kind of set up a time where I come in here, even if it's just a couple days a week, that's like a more set time. Right now, I'm just kind of popping in when I have time, but I'm not really sticking to that because I have all these little projects to do. And then I'm like, well, I should be doing that and I shouldn't be in my tarot room. So, I'm like, I already have, Tuesdays and Fridays where I'm in there for an hour, but I'm hanging out with you all. I'm not doing like personal, like I'm not doing my spiritual work. This is part of it. I hesitate to even say that. For me, connecting with you all is part of that work, but I just mean introspective, sitting here, meditating, doing, working on cards for myself or whatever. So I think that should be a little more regular thing, and that might help resolve everything I was complaining about earlier as well. So this could be, one of those things. And I really like how it talks about like walking into the darkness and being in that like dark, quiet space. I'm not a person who will distract myself with like the bright lights of the city as she's talking about. I think that's great, but if I could choose something, I would choose to like go on a walk by myself in the dark. Like I love that. I feel calmed by the dark. I feel recharged. Same thing goes for the moon and rain. Like those are the things that like are soothing to me and recharge me. I don't feel recharged when it's like a hot summer day. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I love the summer and I get all energized and everything. Like that is my opposite. Like don't want that. It just drains me. And so the dark is super comforting to me. So thinking specifically of a cave space is difficult for me because I just think about like nighttime and that sort of like expansive darkness. So my homework for this is going to be think about where, if there is one location or a few locations where my cave is, like what is that? Aside from this tarot room, which I've already named, but I feel that like when I sit in here by myself and I actually have time to do that, then I get this, time to see myself, as the book said. So thoughts about the cave. Do you know where your cave is? Even if it's just a mental thing that you don't want to share. Do you know where that is, as Kim Crane says you do, or do you not know where it is? Because that's a part that kind of is sticking with me. It's like that intuition. She says you already know. Oh, Chris says my cave would probably be my tarot room. So I feel like a lot of us in this room might say that. The problem is that's also where I work, right? I'm very, very lucky. And part of the reason we loved this house, not that this is the only house that had it, but it was one of the few that had a closed off space because of our Savannah cat. That had a closed off space that we didn't have to close off ourselves. That was already done. This tarot room for me and Ryan's music studio downstairs. So when I saw the picture of this little room, I just knew it had to be. Plus, when I came to see this house, they had like a little like settee and like a writing desk, I think. And their Christmas tree was in this room. And so it was like all extra magical. I'm like, Oh my gosh, it's my tarot room and it has a Christmas tree. I mean, obviously it was theirs and it was going with them, but just like the magic of viewing a house at Christmas time when their tree is still up is, you know, that's a good selling tip, but it would have to be during Christmas time, right? But yeah, and we came at night. I mean, it was dark. It was November when we came to look at this house. I think like the last week in November or maybe the first week in December even. And I remember it was very windy outside. Um, it wasn't super cold, and so it felt like magic. Do you know what I mean? We got out of the car, and it was just like there was this constant breeze like going up and down the street, and it wasn't like freezing cold. So I don't know, just the wind blowing, and there were like leaves blowing all around. And then we came in, and the Christmas tree lights were on, and I was like, yes, that's my house. Sheila also says her office and tarot room is her cave. Jamie says, I was trying to figure out why it was cold. It's 27 degrees out. Oh my gosh, really? Oh, that's crazy. I don't know what it is here. I'm really curious now. 65 here in Michigan, which is like my clutch temperature. Jackie says, my home is my cave. That is a good way to feel that. So that's interesting too, because with the heart, with another, one of the alternate words of one of the keywords of heart is home, right? So these especially kind of go hand in hand. And again, I thought that was that reason. Oh, 64 in Maryland. That's where my best friend is from. She lives here now, but Justin says, thanks, Gerald. Hope you all have a great day. Jamie says, my prayer room office is my cave. That's perfect. I wonder if maybe I'll like decide on like an in-home cave and an outside the home cave. Though again, before I started this live stream, I was like, I just need, like, Ryan works out 2 or 3 times a week after work and then has 2 nights off. So like yesterday he rode his mountain bike on trails like after work. And he gets out at 3:30 now, which is awesome because then there's actually time to do that and have us not all feel like we have no nighttime left together. Does he take Tuesdays off? I don't know. Maybe Wednesdays. Weights on Thursdays, and then something else. Sometimes he'll do a bike ride Wednesday, but it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so he did it yesterday. I don't know. Point being, like 3 nights a week, he does an extra thing like after work, and I don't, right? So I was thinking before this, I'm like, I need to just, on one of his off nights, like I need to go just like walk outside by myself, especially in the fall, because that's like my time. It's not like icy and full of snow, and it's not going to be like I'm out there sweating, which you all know I hate. Let me just say that again. Sip, sip. I was like, you know what? I just need to tell him like, hey, on your off night or 2 nights or whatever, I'm taking a walk by myself. Like, it doesn't even have to be a long time, but like I need my own time. And again, I'm thankful for this time that I can sit in this room and talk to you all, but it's still like, I'm still watching Max. I'm still responsible for him. So it's like, I'm pretty relaxed these days because again, he's older and I can be like, oh, it's not time yet. And he's like, okay. But you all know how it was before when I was just like getting up and leaving for 5 minutes and then coming back. But whatever, it's just whatever. Different phases of time will require different things. After I have this baby in February, you probably won't see me for a while, right? Like I don't know. It's newborn time is legit. Like I just probably won't be around. But who knows? Maybe this child will like lay down in a bassinet and take a nap. It could happen. You just never know. Max invasion. Yeah. Oh, so Anyway, yeah, thank you for sharing your cave ideas with me. Sounds like most of us are thinking like an in-home thing, right? I also kind of think about like when I'm talking about Holton Lake, where we went when we were little. Chris, I know. I think, well, I guess like Max would sleep if I was holding him. So maybe I will be here like holding baby. Like obviously Max will still have his like his quiet time. Um, so maybe I'll just be here with baby and chatting with you and maybe just not have a set thing. Though what's really interesting is this is the book I was reading when Max was a newborn. So um maybe we're at week 15. Let me do math real quick. I need Chris for so many things. Let me count because we're here. We are here. Um, Newborn time is legit. It will be what it will be, and we'll be here just for you in any case. Well, thank you so much. Though I have thought, I'm like, well, I have like a little baby wear thing, and I could come chill, like pop in every once in a while. It just probably won't be a scheduled thing. I'll be looking like crazy tired, popping on, like, hey kids, what's going on? So I'm just wondering if I could have a little reading time in here with a new baby, if this book will still be happening. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, sip, sip, 25, 26, 27. I'm just pretending like two apiece. 28, 29, 30. Thanks for humoring me. 31, 32, 33, 34 gets us into initiations. 35, 36, 37, 38 with Animal Mundi. So 38, and I'm 22 weeks this Saturday. So what does that equal? 18 more weeks basically of pregnancy. So yeah, this will be going for like the rest of your lives. Not really, but yeah, this will still be happening when baby's here. Isn't that crazy to think about these things? Oh, no, it's itches. Okay. Now what? Oh, I was talking about Holton Lake is like a cave spot for me too. Because like just being by the lake, like that quiet, small, just like a little cabin. Yeah, that would be great. Oh my gosh. 6 stains down your top, a random boob hanging out, random kitchen utensil stored in your hair. We are here for all of it. Yeah. I will try not to have any groceries hanging out. That's what we call it at dance. I'm like, your groceries are about to be spilling out, girlfriend. So we need to fix that situation. Yeah. So I think those are my answers. I think my inside the home cave would be my tarot room, and the outside the home would be like my imaginary cabin at Holton Lake. It was really interesting too. You know, you all know, I think about like different, like our path in life, right? And that we can absolutely make our own decisions. We can change from our pre-birth plan, and we're totally in control of our choices. But I, in my belief, think that there's like this kind of like set way, and there's this blueprint, right? And Michigan has lots of inland lakes. I don't know how many. And I was talking to Chris about this like months ago. I should know that. I'm going to look it up right now. Inland, is that one word? Lakes in Michigan. Yes, let's see how many. I should know this. How many inland lakes are in Michigan? Okay, I was way off. Gerald says, I step away for a moment and come back to your groceries are hanging out, girl. Yeah, that's how we talked about it in the dance studio. And what's his name? Because it wasn't ours. We had a master teacher come in. His name is Phil, and he taught at Eastern Michigan University, and I can't think of his last name, but he's done Fosse choreography and things like that. Anyway, we got that from him. That's what he called, like, if your booty or, tees were hanging out, those are your groceries. Scott says over 20,000. The answer, according to Michigan.gov DNR page, is 11,000. Okay, so the point is, I'm telling you this because it would be common for two different families that I was semi a part of to have the same up north, right? So when you live in Michigan and you say, I'm going up north for the weekend, that could be Higgins Lake, Holton Lake, Crystal Lake. It could be up to the UP. It could be just anywhere north of where your house is, right? Like people kind of make fun of us because it could like not even be that far away. And anything north, like where I live, if you take 27 north to anywhere, like you're going up north, okay? Everyone's lake is their own up north, right? So when my parents were married, up until I was in like second grade, like we didn't have an up north. Like no one in our family had a cabin or cottage or a lake house or anything like that. We didn't go up north. So, now, some of these are tiny. I see people like, but some of them aren't, right? So ex-boyfriends of mine, two of my ex-boyfriends had like an up north, like their family had a house or like their aunt or someone. So a lot of people have this other home, like little vacation home. Sip, sip. If I say Scott is talking about Anakin's midichlorian count, does anyone know what I'm talking about? Yes, I do. Gerald, thank you. Yes, we are here for all of it. It's called Real Life, and we love you sharing yours with us. Well, I am glad. I'm really, really thankful for all of you, honestly. So back to my little lake story. When my parents got divorced, my dad started dating a woman whose parents had a house at Holton Lake, and my mom started dating and quickly, subsequently married a guy whose parents did not own a place there, but who went to Holton Lake for 2 weeks at the end of July every year, rented the exact same house. They always reserved it. It was this A-frame cabin, and it was so awesome because like I got to sleep up in like the little top triangle room. I just thought it was the coolest thing. Like the roof went to the ground. I don't know. That's so cool. When you're a kid, you're like in a triangle house. It's magic. Okay. Isabel knows. Yes, Star Wars reference. So, I thought that was crazy that both of my parents ended up with someone who had houses at Holton Lake. Now, again, it's a semi-common spot, right? To be at Holton or Higgins Lake. They're like really near each other. So again, not out of the question, but still there are lots of other lakes where they could vacation or have a house. And they both, at the same time in my life, simultaneously, I all of a sudden had two up north houses, right? and they were at the same lake, and that felt so magical to me because one was on like on the south side and one was on the east side, and I could like see different like I would know from being out on the boats like different markers and buildings and things like that, and I'm like, oh, that's where the other cabin is. Like it was just so cool because all of a sudden I felt like that was mine. You know what I mean? Like all of these paths and these situations worked out and spiraled out into this result of me being, now I did have a lake and I had it twice over. Do you know what I'm saying? It felt very, very super magical. And that is why, even though neither of those relationships still exist, I probably haven't been there since it probably went like third grade summer to like sixth or seventh grade. Maybe eighth grade for my dad's girlfriend's side, but not much longer after that, right? Because then I was in high school and they were still together, but we just weren't going up as much because I had dance team and that, like other things going on. So around that time of my life, like really formidable years, I had that sort of, that was my little getaway. And again, it felt like small and homey, and it felt even smaller because again, I had like 2 home bases on that lake, right? It felt very like familiar. We used to like ride our bikes, not around the whole lake because it was pretty sizable for something like that. But it became very familiar, it was just awesome. And so again, even though both of those relationships are broken, I feel an affinity to that place separate from those. And that's why someday I will have a little spot there. B is here. Hello. Gerald says, late in responding, my cave is under my weighted blanket during the brightest period of the day. It makes me happy and focuses my mind. Ooh, see, that's a good one. Gerald is diving in during the brightest part of the day, right? So not someone who is afraid of, I don't want to say avoiding those bright lights, but answering the call to the cave, right? Good answer, Gerald. Good answer. Okay. I think we're about wrapping up. If anyone has anything else they want to share about their cave, or maybe this is helping you think about adding a cave, right? Can you think of, I know I've already talked about like an outside of the house one, but maybe there's a different, like for me, just walking at night. I just love that. And again, now is a good time for me to do that because it's darker earlier and I don't have to be like out in the middle. I used to like run late at night too. Ryan kind of freaks out if I want to be out at night, but it's like, all I think about is Gwen Stefani, I'm just a girl, because it's like, we can't go out at night. What is the line? I can't think right now. Something about driving late at night or whatever. Like I'm not allowed to drive late at night. I can't think because I'm just a girl, right? And I get what he's coming from, but I feel like maybe like in our neighborhood, he would be fine with that. Yes, earworm. Oh, I'm just a girl and I'd rather not be because they won't let me drive late at night. Yeah. Yeah, see, Chris says, I freak out if Sandy wants to go out at night, so I'm on Ryan's side. And it just sucks because I love nighttime so much. Like, I just want to be out in the middle of the night. I mean, not now because I'm so tired, but but I'm getting better. Like, Max sleeps pretty good now, and I want to go on night walks. Oh, you guys. So, yeah, just some things to think about. Think about, it's kind of like your dark, happy place, right? It's not unlike shadow work, but it's for people who seems to me are already comfortable with shadow work, because in the book she says, people stray from it. They want to go out in the bright lights of the city. And my natural tendency is I would choose the opposite of that, even though I would enjoy that, right? So Libra, I know I can't even answer a question, but it's like my preference would be quiet, dark nighttime, just like hanging out with a few people, like walking around at night. That's what I want to do. So yeah, anyway, thank you all for hanging out for this like extra, I don't know, I'm always extra and personal and venting. Jackie says, go with him, Chris. B is giving little shout outs to everyone. Yeah. So I think that's about it. Thank you all for helping me get along with my Tuesday. I'm in a much more meditative and peaceful state now than when we started. So I can go about with my day and be like a really awesome mom and a really awesome employee. And yeah, maybe I will be work productive and house productive today, because as again, some of you know from my post that I had high hopes for myself yesterday and then it kind of just all fell apart. Chris says, don't make me exercise when I have the vid, Jackie. Well, I don't think she means like today. I think she means in general for life when Sandy wants to go out at night. Okay. See, there's more things to do when we visit each other. Like me and Ryan will come over and like me and Sandy can go on a night walk and you two bodyguards can be like behind us probably, right? That makes the most sense. We just want night walks. Gosh. Okay. Press the Q button. What's happening? I don't know what's happening. Anyway, I didn't see any typos. But anyway, what's happening? I don't know. Okay. I didn't see any mistakes, and I don't know what's going on now. I don't know, but I'm sure everything's fine. Okay, thank you all. I will see you Friday for our casual. I hope you have an awesome Tuesday. And Chris hid. It's okay. I'm sorry, B. We didn't mean to kick you out. Chris has COVID. Don't blame him. I picture them with earpieces communicating with each other. Chris in front of you two walking and Ryan in the back dressed in black suits. Honestly, such a production. We just want to go out at night. That's amazing. And thanks, shout out, since I'm still complaining, shout out to Regina for chatting with me yesterday, because I was like, well, yeah, post office is closed. I'm not doing anything now. Okay. All right, kids, I will really let you go now. Have fun with your cards today. If you need a break, remember, take some cards and go to your cave or go outside and get some fresh air and just sit and chat with your cards, and it will help you. That's my advice for this Archetype Spotlight Week 15. No, B, we can see you. Okay. All right, kids, have a good one, and I will see you Friday at 9. Love you lots.